In the world of entertainment, where glitz and glamour often mask deeper truths, few names have embodied success quite like Sean "Diddy" Combs. A self-made mogul, Combs rose to fame as a music producer, rapper, and entrepreneur, building an empire that spanned decades. His contributions to hip-hop, from founding Bad Boy Records to discovering iconic artists like the Notorious B.I.G., cemented his status as a visionary. Yet, behind the polished facade of hit records and business ventures lies a troubling narrative that has captured public attention in recent years, threatening to unravel the legacy of a cultural icon. The first tremors of controversy emerged publicly in November 2023, when Cassandra Ventura, known to fans as Cassie, filed a shocking lawsuit against Combs. Their relationship, once a fixture in tabloid headlines, took on a much darker tone in her allegations. Cassie accused Combs of rape, sex trafficking, and years of physical and emotional abuse. One particularly chilling claim involved Combs allegedly orchestrating the violent destruction of her then-boyfriend Kid Cudi's car. According to the lawsuit, the explosion was intended as a message, a demonstration of the power and control Combs allegedly wielded. While the lawsuit sent shockwaves through the industry, the case was resolved almost as quickly as it had surfaced. Within 24 hours of filing, the suit was settled for an undisclosed amount, and the matter was dismissed. For many observers, the swift resolution raised more questions than answers. Was this an attempt to buy silence? Or a strategic move to avoid prolonged public scrutiny? Whatever the intent, it failed to quell the growing tide of allegations. By late 2024, reports indicated that a team of attorneys was preparing a staggering 120 additional lawsuits against Combs. These claims, spanning incidents from the 2000s and 2010s, painted a deeply troubling picture. Both male and female accusers, some of them minors at the time of the alleged incidents, came forward with stories of abuse. Many claimed they had been drugged, coerced, or paid hush money to remain silent. The volume and nature of the accusations suggested a pattern of behavior that was both systemic and deeply rooted. Then, in September 2024, the controversy reached a critical point when federal authorities arrested Combs. The charges were as serious as they were damning: racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for purposes of prostitution. Held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, Combs' once glittering image was reduced to mugshots and court appearances. During an October hearing, Judge Arun Subramanian set a trial date for May 5, 2025. Despite multiple attempts by his legal team, Combs was denied bail, a decision that underscored the severity of the accusations. As the legal drama unfolded, public opinion began to shift. For years, Combs had been celebrated as a visionary, a man who not only shaped the sound of modern hip-hop but also redefined what it meant to be a black entrepreneur in America. Industry giants like Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige had publicly credited him for mentoring them early in their careers. Even his philanthropic efforts, such as opening a charter school in Harlem and donating millions to educational initiatives, were once seen as evidence of his commitment to uplifting his community. Now, his name became synonymous with scandal. A documentary titled Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy explored both his professional achievements and the allegations against him. Interviews with former associates painted a damning portrait of Combs, describing a man who allegedly used his power and influence to exploit those around him. Disturbingly, some claim to have witnessed the presence of underage girls at parties and during alleged sexual encounters. The entertainment industry, once eager to align itself with Combs, began to distance itself. At the 2025 Golden Globes, comedian Nikki Glaser delivered a cutting joke that many saw as a reflection of the shifting cultural tide. "The after-party's not going to be as good this year," she quipped, alluding to Combs' absence and the cloud of allegations surrounding him. It was a stark reminder that even the most untouchable figures could fall from grace. The implications of Combs' legal troubles extended beyond his own career. Reports emerged suggesting that other high-profile figures, including Jay-Z and Cuba Gooding Jr., might also face scrutiny in connection to similar allegations. This broader reckoning hinted at a cultural shift within the entertainment industry, a long-overdue examination of the power dynamics and systemic abuses that had been ignored for far too long. Further complicating matters, investigative journalists began uncovering additional layers to the story. Leaked emails and testimony from former employees alleged that Combs maintained a network of individuals tasked with procuring young women and ensuring their silence. These allegations painted a picture of not just individual misconduct but an organized system designed to facilitate and conceal abuse. One whistleblower described an elaborate process where victims were coerced into signing non-disclosure agreements under threat of retaliation. In addition to the legal and reputational fallout, Combs' business ventures began to suffer. Several major brands and partners publicly severed ties with the mogul. Ciroc, the vodka brand with which Combs had a lucrative partnership, issued a statement distancing itself from the controversy. Similarly, Revolt TV, the music network founded by Combs, faced calls for boycotts and internal turmoil as employees grappled with the implications of their association. Amid the turmoil, fans and former collaborators found themselves grappling with conflicting emotions. For some, the allegations shattered a long-held admiration for a man who had seemingly defied all odds to achieve success. Others struggled to reconcile the artist's contributions to music and culture with the deeply troubling accusations. Social media became a battleground of opinions, with hashtags like #JusticeForCassie and #CancelDiddy trending alongside posts defending his innocence. Combs' legal team, for its part, has vehemently denied all allegations. They have portrayed him as a victim of opportunistic attacks and media sensationalism, insisting that the truth will emerge in court. Sean Combs is innocent, his lawyers have stated repeatedly, accusing his accusers of fabricating stories for financial gain. Despite their efforts, the weight of public opinion and the sheer volume of accusations have made it increasingly difficult to mount a defense rooted in plausible deniability. The forthcoming trial promises to be one of the most closely watched legal battles in recent history. Legal experts predict it will be a lengthy and complex process, with testimony from numerous witnesses and the presentation of extensive evidence. The stakes are extraordinarily high, not just for Combs but for the entertainment industry as a whole. A conviction would not only end Combs' career but also prompt a broader reckoning within an industry that has long turned a blind eye to misconduct. For those who once admired Combs, the unfolding story is a sobering reminder of the complexities of fame. How do we reconcile the achievements of an individual with the harm they may have caused? Can we separate the art from the artist, or does accountability demand a complete reevaluation of their legacy? As the trial date approaches, the final chapters of Sean Diddy Combs' story remain unwritten. Will he be vindicated, or will the weight of the allegations prove insurmountable? Regardless of the outcome, the case has already left an indelible mark on his legacy, transforming him from a celebrated mogul to a deeply polarizing figure. The ripple effects of this scandal extend beyond Combs' immediate circle. The case has ignited a broader conversation about power, accountability, and the systemic failures that have allowed abuse to persist unchecked in the entertainment industry. Activists and advocates have called for stricter regulations and more robust protections for vulnerable individuals within the industry. Meanwhile, organizations like Time's Up and Me Too have amplified their efforts, urging survivors to come forward and demanding structural changes. For many, the allegations against Combs represent a turning point, a moment of reckoning not just for one man but for an entire culture that has long celebrated success without scrutinizing the methods used to achieve it. As the world watches, the trial will undoubtedly shape the future of accountability in entertainment and beyond. For more in-depth coverage and updates on this developing story, subscribe to our newsletter. Stay informed as we follow the twists and turns of one of the most significant scandals in entertainment history.